while Senator Feinstein has had an extraordinary, distinguished career, she's simply unable now to fulfill her duties. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see her in this state where she is missing votes, where we're not being able to confirm judges because of her absence on the Judiciary Committee. And I just think we should have someone in that role who can do the job right now.
Absolutely. We need individuals who are ready and willing to lead the people. And it seems like Dianne Feinstein has not been able to do that for some time. You can check out this headline here, noting that the senator has been MIA and her absence has been holding up judicial confirmations. That's right, the 89-year-old senator has missed 60 of the 82 votes that's been taken in 2023 at a critical time for Biden to be getting judges confirmed. She needs to resign now. That is very much a sentiment of a number of her colleagues. And another headline here, recognizing this, Feinstein is ready to take a step back, facing pressure to resign. Feinstein asked Senate to replace her on Judiciary panel. Yeah, that came through last night. Senator Dianne Feinstein said Wednesday that she has asked Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to move to temporarily replace her on the Chamber's Judiciary Committee, alluding to the impact her absence has had on the panel's ability to advance President Joe Biden's judicial nominees. Yes, and it's something that, as we understand, Schumer has accepted and is looking for her replacement, which is a good thing. And in the meantime, Senator Feinstein released this statement, which in part read, "I understand that my absence could delay the important work of the Judiciary Committee, so I've asked Leader Schumer to ask the Senate to allow another Democratic senator to temporarily serve until I am able to resume my committee work." Interesting that she just wants it to be temporary, but Feinstein has been dealing with what she says are shingles and complications thereof. The thing is, Feinstein also said that while she is seeking that temporary replacement, she has no intention of resigning. And it seems of right now, she's set to leave office in January of 2025. Again, she's 89 years old. And Representative Dean Phillips in Minnesota, well, he also agreed with Ro Khanna that it's time for Feinstein to go down in terms of going away, not necessarily go down, because that'd be sad. But this is what he tweeted out. He said, "I agree with Ro Khanna. Senator Feinstein is a remarkable American whose contributions to our country are immeasurable, but I believe it's now a dereliction of duty to remain in the Senate and a dereliction of duty for those who agree to remain quiet." Yeah, that's right. And I very much understand and relate to that, but not everybody does. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi defended Feinstein. She said, "It's interesting to me. I don't know what political agendas are at work that are going after Senator Feinstein in this way. I've never seen them go after a man who was sick in the Senate in that way." And that's also a good point, because as we saw, just like last year or the year before, is when RBG would not leave her post, and she ended up dying of cancer at the US Supreme Court, and people blamed her a lot. And the thing is that she, of course, did not expect Trump to win, but at the same time, where is that same kind of energy for the men who hold their positions and don't leave? At the same time, I do fully understand that Senator Feinstein is out of commission, and that's the reality of it. And at major law firms, that if you are hitting a certain age, you step back from practice, and it's not just because of malpractice insurance, but also because sharpness is something that's not guaranteed forever. And we recognize that. So it's kind of up to we the people, but Conscious, what do you think?
Man, I think that these is one of those complex situations where we can acknowledge that, older women are disproportionately played for being incompetent to be able to do their job because they, you feel me, are older in age and not in the ways that older men are. But we still can acknowledge that in this particular instance with the Feinstein, I'm gonna say Feinstein. I ain't gonna get too tricky and credit with the name. But we see in this instance that she's being held in some instances to a different standard than what her male colleagues are. But we also understand, to me, it's just like a bunch of rich white people having conflict amongst each other about what rich white people can do. Because to me, as somebody that's, I feel like a first generation college student, mama and daddy that was, they've been locked up. I know homeboys, homegirls, and family members that have been locked up for holding the contempt of duty for doing far less with less responsibility. You feel what I'm saying? When they talk about the dereliction of duty, we can recognize that there have been individuals that have been criminalized almost to the highest extent of the law for doing the exact same thing, a dereliction of duty, and they have no jurisdiction that a senator would have. So I think that, you feel me, we can say that multiple things can be true. We can be very critical of how we do male senators compared to, you feel me, female senators or women senators compared to male senators. But I still think in terms of class and in terms of race, there's a lot to unpackage in the way that they're able to go back and forth, especially when you're able to just make a singular analysis that is only based in gender, or that is only based in class, or that's only based in race, and you're not able to see how all these things come into play and making it where we have, you feel me, the show that we see right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, regardless of whether there is any kind of particular heat or shade just specifically for gender, the reality is she's not there, and we're trying to get judges confirmed. It's like we saw the Trump administration just mount up the judiciary for GOP judges, and we've seen the problems that that's caused. Now we have an opportunity to fill a lot of open and vacant positions and to get individuals who are Democratic leaning, but also more balanced and less like that Texas federal judge. And she's not present. So let's be real here. It doesn't matter as far as gender. We need to get somebody in that spot who is going to be able to move us forward and advance us so that we can hopefully balance out the judiciary. So it's a matter of figure it out. But the reality is the facts say that her absence is a problem. So let's fix that problem. That's as far as I got it.
Taxpayers, and it's costing taxpayers ultimately. And we recognize that the time it takes for them to go back and forth with this banter is literally having an impact on, I'm gonna say, social order, or having an impact on the policy making system. Because it's like, hey, the reason why we need these judges is because they have a direct impact on the lived realities of American citizens. Direct impact, you feel me? And to me, it's like, hey, you hold a higher standard that McDonald's employee and how much they able to flip your burger, whether they showing up and not showing up. I feel like you hold them to a higher extent than you hold, other folks. And I feel like that's my beef when it comes to these types of, you feel me, I'm gonna say narratives.
No, I think that is fair. I also really like that McDonald's and then beef. That was good. I appreciate that. I picked up on that.